Hello, everyone. My name is Nate Martin, or Nathaniel if you don't know me. But if you do, then hello. This vlog series that I'm making is going to be sort of ways of me just kind of ranting, long, unscripted conversation about my journey through Full Sail. I'm going to make them relatively frequently. I kind of want like milestones, like this one's going to be my first week. I'll probably make a first month. Just kind of explaining what Full Sail is like. I'm sure my friends and family back home really want to hear, like, is it going well? What do you like? What don't you like? So I'm kind of just using this video platform as a way of explaining what it's like here as a student. But I also kind of want people who may be looking at going to school at Full Sail in the future, or people who are looking at different schools and weighing what works for them. Is Full Sail the right choice for them? I'm currently studying film at Full Sail University. So one thing that I found when I was going through the application process and looking at all these other schools, Full Sail was always the first one to come up in the search engine. There's a reason for that. They're very into advertising themselves. I can see why they would, because it's so fast paced. They're able to get a new group of students in every single month. So things move very fast, and I think it's a pretty easy way for them to make revenue and have a whole bunch of students. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. However, I have seen a lot of drama and controversy surrounding Full Sail. Most of the time, they're former students or students who dropped out, that kind of stuff. It was weird, kind of like looking up the school I want to go to and then hearing a bunch of bad things and not a lot of good things. However, every time I found one of the reviews, there's a lot on YouTube, and I'm hoping mine kind of stands out from the rest. I'm just genuinely ranting here, my thoughts, my feelings, and I'm not trying to take down anything that Full Sail is doing. It just seems like they're biased. Either it's because they left the school because they just weren't getting what they wanted out of it. I feel like a lot of them just came off as like bitchy. I look more at the stats and I look more at the success, and from what I've seen, Full Sail has a lot of success. It's hard to type in any movie that you remember seeing the past few years and then type in Full Sail after, and there's like alumni and people working on those films that went here, and that's so cool to me. A lot of times they're in like the computer animation or like the graphics department for like films. My career goal, if I had to say it, like my dream job would be like a producer for a major studio and help turn good scripts into good movies. So going through and reading a whole bunch of scripts, reading people's really good ideas, and then helping find the right team, fix some things in that script, and help the studio turn that good script into a really good movie. Working with other people, I love writing, and I think I do a very good job of explaining things exactly the way I see them. I don't sugarcoat things, but at the same time, I'm not an asshole. The reason I chose Full Sail, despite the controversy and despite just people saying, like, that's a lot of money that you're putting in school, and it is. I thought it was a very unique program. All the other schools I looked at, they didn't have anything like this. They were more traditional 4-year schools, and then you just studied film, and there's nothing wrong with that. The other schools I was looking at, it was like, yeah, you do a 2-year conservatory program, or sometimes even a 3-year conservatory program, spend all that money, have an associate's degree, and then if you want, you can continue and get a bachelor's degree halfway across the country. This place seems a lot more lab oriented, experience oriented, and it's accelerated. It's fast. You're in and out of here in like 2 years. I wanted to get the degree because it's kind of what our society sees as important for college right now, is a piece of paper that says this person is at this level academically. But I also wanted the experience. I didn't want to just sit around for 4 years and say I'm studying film, but haven't touched a camera in 3 months. That just doesn't sound like the right path to becoming a filmmaker. So I really like the way Full Sail projected itself. This is going to be a place for hardworking people to succeed. We walked around they called it like the behind the scenes tour. The whole time, it was every single person we talked to said, yeah, if you're a hard worker, it's going to pay off and it's going to be good. Right now, I'd say I'm definitely on the right path. I've learned a lot, and I'm not worried about this place at all. The area. So yeah, this is in Winter Park, Florida, which is like northeast Orlando. It's in the greater Orlando area. Me and my roommate found the best apartment possible. It's less than a half mile away from the school, so I usually walk or I penny board. And there's so much stuff that I can walk or ride my skateboard too. There's the grocery store across the street. There's another one down the street a bit. There's the college down the road. There's like 20 restaurants. I rarely have to use my car. However, there are people I know that are living further away from the school and they don't have cars. And they're like, yeah, it's a struggle. I have to spend 45 minutes a day. It's constantly raining, constantly thunderstorming in like the middle of the afternoon. And then so I think that would be a total bummer if you didn't have a car and you were living anywhere further away than University Boulevard. It would be a travesty to not have a car. I play competitive Smash Brothers, and there's a tournament on this side of town, there's a tournament on the other side of town, and then there's like a tournament on UCF campus every single week. I also feel like this area is more or less safe. I'm not worried about like walking outside at night or anything like that. However, I do take the proper safety precautions. I never skateboard with earbuds in at night, and I carry a flashlight on me. You could use it as a self-defense weapon if you had to, essentially. The people around this area are mostly college kids, for the most part, or they're younger families. They're people in their late 20s, early 30s. I haven't had any experiences where I felt uncomfortable in the area that I'm living in. So orientation week. So I guess I know this video is titled My First Week at Full Sail. I just finished my first week of class. There was also an orientation week before that, and I've been living down here for almost a month now. Day one was kind of just us standing in line. We got like our parking passes and our student IDs and stuff like that. Filled out some paperwork. It was mostly about like where we're living and that kind of stuff that we turned into financial aid. They also had a networking summit that night, which was it was kind of like a school function party, and it was like a big social event. There was like live entertainment. They were doing like all sorts of like games and stuff with the general student body. And then there's all these clubs all the way around the perimeter of the Full Sail live venue, which is where they do NXT for any wrestling fans. There was like food, restaurants that were like, yeah, here's what we serve, so come check us out. But yeah, so there was clubs just all around the perimeter of the room. Everything from like they had a cosplay club for people that are into dressing up like anime characters or stuff like that, which I'm sure fascinates a lot of people at the Full Sail. There was a Smash Bros club and a Cyberland, so like gaming club. There was a fight club, which was more or less fighting game club. They did everything. There was a card and board game club. There was a acapella choir club. It was like a Black Students of America club. InterVarsity, like a Christian faith-based club that I actually ended up joining along with the Smash Bros club. And both of those have kind of helped me make new friends in the area, and not just in Full Sail, but in the Orlando area. I've made quite a few friends. Day two is when we got the MacBooks through Project Launchbox. You get a MacBook with your tuition. It's kind of just bundled in there. It's nice because everyone's kind of on the same playing field in terms of making sure that all students have the ability to do the online assignments on a computer that's going to be trustworthy and also like reliable. And yeah, they advertised it from the beginning. And they were like, yeah, it comes with all the software you're going to need. You're going to be able to like edit it and everything right out of the gate. And I was really hoping, because I went to a vocational school and learned the skills of like graphic design and video editing and music production a little and all that kind of stuff back in high school. So I was like, oh, sweet, I'm going to have the software. I'm going to have all the, Adobe products to be able to continue doing that and refresh myself a little before college. Well, that's not the case. They actually give you the MacBook pretty much plain, which is cool. It's right out of the box. It hasn't been used or tampered with or anything. But you kind of unlock the software as your classes need them. So the only thing that people have on here right now is like Final Cut Pro. But I was kind of hoping for all the software from the get-go, but I get why they don't do that, because a lot of students don't stick around for the whole time, so why would they spend money on the license for all the students if all the students aren't going to need the license? I was a little disappointed, but it's not that big of a deal. I'm still getting plenty of work done, and I'm still able to, upload videos through Final Cut Pro and still work a little bit while while not necessarily being in a film class. There was a day that was just like a campus tour, and then if you're one of the students receiving financial aid through the government for being in the military. Obviously, I didn't have to go to either of those. I already was pretty familiar with the campus just from kind of like being able to read a map and going to the behind the scenes tour. Then, like the next day, there was the day where they taught us how to use all the software on our computer. So the stuff like the Full Sail Online, which is essentially how you do online classes. And then there was like the Full Sail Connect, which is like a Facebook specifically for Full Sail students. So you get like all the information for, when is holiday break, when is next class period start, when does this happen, what events are going on campus, is there any new clubs that are being made, all that kind of stuff. And that was nice that there's kind of like a social media platform just for Full Sail students to kind of get a grasp on what is going on. That orientation week, like time commitment wise, wasn't that bad at all. I think the longest day I was there for 4 hours. Yeah, if you still have family in town or whatever for orientation week, you'll be fine. You'll still be able to see them and hang out with them and stuff. Friday was like a math opt-out exam, and I don't think there was anything else going on that day. I missed it by 1%, so I still have to take college math. It was a bit of a bummer. I haven't really taken a math class since my sophomore year of high school, so I was kind of hoping to just not have to take a math in college, but it'll probably be a good refresher in all honesty, and it's probably something that's just going to help benefit my learning. My first two classes, so I was really thinking, like they always say, Full Sail is going to have this ridiculously busy schedule. You're not even going to be able to sleep, that kind of stuff. While I'm sure that's true to some extent, it isn't right off the bat, which I guess is nice. They kind of like ease you in. Right now I'm only taking 2 classes, but they are the equivalent to being a semester-long college class because you're taking an entire class in 1 month in 4 weeks, so 3 classes a week for 4 weeks. It's 12 sessions. You're taking an entire college class. So obviously there's a lot of online work to go with that. I'd say both the creative presentation class and the psychology of play had about 10, maybe 11 hours each of homework to do for the week, which it wasn't like a ridiculous amount. I didn't feel like at any point that I was overwhelmed. I know some people probably took them a bit longer. I think the teacher said like we try to keep it about 15 hours tops. The 2 classes that I'm taking are creative presentation, which is essentially like a public speaking class or like a speech class where you don't actually have to present all that frequently. I think the final you have to give a presentation, but other than that, it's been pretty chill. It's been pretty relaxed, and we're learning about how to affect an audience and how to resonate with an audience, which I think is very crucial. One thing that I really like about this class is that the teacher, the professor, he's really trying to tie this into our career fields. So while I'm not taking a film class or like a film studies class right now, I am taking a class that is going to help me become a better presenter, becoming a better public speaker. And those are strengths that I feel like I already possess, that if I was a student that didn't possess those strengths, they would try to build on top of them. The other class is psychology of play, which is kind of like half a time management class. So you make like a schedule every week, and it's like, okay, on this day I'm going to designate doing this activity. But it's also like learning how your brain works, or how some stuff in your history came to be through playing. And then like a little kid, playing with building blocks, or being creative and that kind of stuff. It's really helping like tie into what I want to do. It's helping me recognize why I want to be a filmmaker so much. So it's not entirely like disattached from what I'm trying to do. And I really think that's cool that they do that with the common ed classes, is they're still tied into what you want to do. And it's not just film kids in my class too, which is pretty nice. I'm getting to meet some kids that are in like game design, digital arts and design, game programming, computer graphics, like recording arts. So like I guess he's like a DJ. So far, so good. I'm absolutely loving the freedom here at Full Sail. I'm loving how productive I feel. And I've also had a lot of time to make new friends. I've made like probably a solid 10 to 12 friends already, going over to each other's house and playing Smash Bros. Or watching movies and stuff like that. And then I've still had time to keep in touch with people from back home. My old friend group, I Google Hangout with them probably 3 times a week. And I've been able to join some new clubs. Like I said, the Christian faith-based InterVarsity Club, which has been really friendly, really opening, and that's nice to have. All right, so yeah, that's the first week I survived. Second week's probably going to be a little tougher. It's also hurricane season, and we are supposed to be getting like a crazy like level 5 hurricane. Yeah, so there's that. I guess I'll make a follow-up. So yeah, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, whether you're a friend from back home or if you're a person who's thinking about Full Sail, leave a comment in the comment section below. I'm going to be sure to answer every question in the follow-up video to this vlog. Like I said, I'd like to make these pretty frequently. Thank you for watching, and have a good rest of your day.